Hello, I'm doing a book review, and the book I want to review is Cold Fire by Dean Koontz. Now, Cold Fire was published in 1991. Now, the plot of this novel is it's about a man named Jim Ironheart who somehow knows how and when and where a person is going to die, so he travels all across the country preventing these different deaths from happening. The novel also follows a journalist named Holly Thorne who starts following Jim around, at first because she thinks this will make a great story, but eventually it becomes so much more than that for her. Eventually, Jim has sort of a premonition that there is an enemy coming and it will kill us all. And that's really all I want to say about the plotline of this novel. Now, by my own admission, I do sometimes get a little too detailed in my plot descriptions, but the plot description I just gave you is honestly not too different from the plot description on the back of this book, and honestly, I think that's a good way to go into this book. It's good not to know too much about what happens in this novel. Because, to be honest with you, while reading this book, I wasn't 100% sure where this story was going. Like, the story starts to take a lot of twists and turns that I wasn't really expecting. Like, I started to develop my own theories as time went on, but I really wasn't expecting it to really end the way it did and go in the directions that it did. And I could see that being a problem for some people. Like, I could see some people saying, oh, he was just making this up as he went along, and that might even be true, but I think he made it work very well in this book. Like, at one point it seems the story is going in this direction, then it goes in a completely different direction, and then it goes in a completely different direction again. And a lot of times that could end up really bad, but I thought it worked extremely well in this book. And I really thought this was a great book, and I liked how it played around with genre a lot, because to a certain extent, this almost reads like a superhero story, and there are a lot of comparisons in the story between Jim Ironheart and Superman. But the book is also a horror thriller, and it's a mystery novel. At one point it becomes like a weird sci-fi novel. The book also becomes a love story, and by the end of it, it actually becomes this really emotionally moving drama about dealing with childhood trauma and dealing with the past. But yeah, I highly recommend Cold Fire by Dean Koontz. I don't know if I would rank this among one of Koontz's best books, but it's definitely a good book from him. So that was my review on Cold Fire by Dean Koontz, and bye.